So one Big 12 team is doing what it always does, which is dominate the offseason hype machine. Dominate the offseason hype machine. We see it, feels like every single year now. Are we going to just be duped again, though? Or is this real? Is this real, or are we about to be duped again? Texas Tech. Texas Tech having a great portal season after landing two really big coordinator hires. When Zach Kitley left to go be the head coach at Western Kentucky, they wind up replacing him with Mark Leftwich from Texas State, who people felt like was, well, one, it was reported was a very hot commodity this offseason. And then Sheil Wood from Houston comes in for Tim DeRuyter at defensive coordinator when Joey McGuire decides, hey, I'm going to be pretty cutthroat here, and I'm going to go ahead and make a change at DC. And it looks like that was a pretty good move if you can go hire the guy away from Houston that put together a hell of a defense this year. That was definitely not Houston's problem. Big step. Start to hear it from Tech fans. Now, they lost Micah Hudson, 5-star receiver. That definitely drew a lot of headlines. But in terms of production that you're losing from this year, it's not that much. It's not that much. And I kind of wrote that off at the time, like, that's the type of thing that it'll suck much more for like the Twitter news cycle. And he hasn't committed yet, has he? I saw Texas A&M was supposed to be like the favorite for him. I mean, that would sting. That would blow if he goes to Texas A&M. But I think that's, more in terms of perception and what you're going to have to see on twitter.com every single day as opposed to what you're actually losing there. Everybody else has been coming in. Seems to be pretty good, though, because as of yesterday, Texas Tech had the number one transfer portal class in the country. It's now down to number 2. This is according to 24/7 Sports, just behind Ole Miss. But Ole Miss had one of the absolute best transfer classes in the country this past year. They've got money. They're spending it. They are going for it. That's good company to be in. On Friday night, they got 2 commits in the portal. Mississippi State cornerback Bryce Pollock and Miami, Ohio wide receiver Reggie Virgil. That's what boosted them then up to the number 1 transfer portal class in the country. It's very early as well. I mean, I'm sure these will fluctuate. But the point is now you're hearing that drum beat again. Texas Tech fans, man, look at all this talent we're adding. We are unstoppable. We've got money. We've got resources. We've got 2 great coordinator hires. We money whipped the guy away from Houston. Who's your daddy? Look at us in the portal. Let's go. And I'm not saying there's not things to be excited about. I really like the corner from Mississippi State, 72 tackles, 10 passes defended, 1 forced fumble, 1 INT, a couple seasons in Starkville. Highly sought after. The receiver obviously was as well. You're ahead of Houston, Louisville, Ole Miss, Mississippi State up at the top. But that group does kind of tell you transfer portal rankings right now. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. They got a big offensive lineman too in Hunter Zambrano from Illinois State. Texas Tech has landed some nice prospects. 4-star prospects according to 24/7 in the portal. Again, take that with a grain of salt. Hard to appropriately dole out star ratings for guys in the portal. It is what it is. I would not try to discount anything that Tech has done. I think those coordinator hires are objectively good, and I don't have the capacity to evaluate every single transfer that's coming in this year, but pretty reputable source is saying this is a very, very good haul for Texas Tech. I told you guys this past offseason, like I got burned. I went on Sikkim 365 Sports before the 22 season? No, 23. For the 23 season, and I said, well, I would pick Texas Tech to win the Big 12. And then I got burned. And then this year, things started out very poorly, obviously. Washington State game was not good. I know Taj didn't play. Started out very poorly, came back and made progress this year with some ugliness in between. Baylor game, for instance, but some real progress made. Joey McGuire wins 8 games. I think it's great to be inching forward and making progress. But each of the last couple of off seasons, ever since Joey McGuire got there, Tech fans, they're hungry. I get it. It's a passionate, very hungry fan base that very, very badly wants a win. They want to break through. It's been since 2009 that they won 9 games in a regular season. They want to break through bad. And so it's easy to get on board when you have things like that, like a guy who can accumulate talent, clearly in Joey Maguire. I have never doubted that. I have never doubted the ability of Joey Maguire to accumulate talent. It's always been, how's it going to come through on the field? He is progressively inching forward. I think he's making the right moves. I love being aggressive enough to go out there and get rid of Tim DeRuyter for Shield Wood. I don't know what, Kim, I'm not sure where you're getting this. No, I'm a big fan. I think that was a great move. That was clearly a highly sought after defensive coordinator that I think Houston was very upset to see leave. So I think that's a great move. I respect Joey for that a lot. I do. I like the guy a ton. Had a great time chatting with him at Big 12 Media Days this year. But Tech fans, you know what's coming. I feel like you guys all know what's coming. I got to see it. I understand it was a step forward this year, but if you're telling me like we're going to get Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game, I would never predict it until I see it. Texas Tech could add Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty in the transfer portal, and I would still say I need to see it before I believe it. Tech fans, I love you. Great fan base. And that's why the hype train really gets going every single offseason. And you rally behind a charismatic leader in Joey Maguire who can accumulate talent. But I've seen this movie before, a couple of times. And so if I'm to expect it to be any different, I've just got to actually have it proven to me. I can't go out there and believe that on my own until I see it happen. So I am happy for Texas Tech that they're having a nice offseason. I think on paper, there will probably be reasons to say, hey, we should put them in that contender category going into next year in the Big 12. Probably. I mean, pending whatever. I guess don't hold me to it. Don't hold me to that prediction specifically at this point. I'm sorry. I'm reading Kim's here to say you got to see it. I get it. And that's not unfair. Okay. Got it. Kim, we're on the same page. All right, good. Yeah, look, Tech could line up the 85 Bears defense to give to Shield Wood. And I would say, well, I got to see it, man. I need to see it. I need to see it actually happen before I buy it. Not only because I got personally burned, but I'm just playing the odds based on every year since 2009. Joey's definitely showing signs of getting there. I do think it was progress this year. A little bit alarming to me that in the losses, it was giving up 50 points to Abilene Christian, giving up 50 plus to Baylor. The Washington State game being kind of a debacle. A lot of ups and downs and big swings. Now, that's why you bring in Shield Wood, right? To shore up the defense. He'll certainly have resources to do that and probably better talent than what he was working with at Houston. But I'm still in wait and see mode. I will put it that way.